If he would be doing that with long nails, then we will also do it with long nails. Then what you use on the nails, does that matter to the sound? If I use crazy glue, or give me this, please. If I use crazy glue or this thing, the product, the natural product, this one, this nail hardener, is it the same or not?
They're different. They're going to get different sounds, I guess.
But why? If I use crazy glue and it gets harder, and this one, it makes the nail hard but flexible, how does it change my sound on pickup?
Well, if it's really hard, you need more force, so hence it will make you bend your finger.
So the nail should be ideally strong but flexible, or strong that is not flexible?
Strong and flexible.
Strong and flexible. That's the correct answer. Because if it is, that's why before, a long time ago, they used acrylic, polymer and monomer, this powder and liquid, and then they, like the ladies do in the beauty salon, right? And then put this over here, and this is too much hard. It doesn't allow to be flexible, the nail enough. The nail has to be flexible a bit. Then sometimes that's why everyone is welcome, right? And many people, like he was playing also some years ago, before he came. So he willingly liked to change things that were wrong before, and now he corrected completely these problems that were there, checking his advancement. So, but generally, when people have a lot of time playing, right, wrong especially, then there are many things to correct. And the more things to correct are there, the most difficult is your job as a teacher to make them excel and really shine, right? Because your job as a teacher is to make shine the other. Mm-hmm. So if he got used to many problems, like you see, it came one student the other day had wrong the nails, too long, with acrylic, so too hard, and the shape was also wrong, and then the guitar was also wrong, and then many things, the position was also wrong, like, and then for those people there, it's more difficult to improve really, because they have to first accept that what I was doing was not proper, at least to this, according to this Paco de Lucia's technique, it was not proper, and now I have to correct that. And what's easier, to learn from the beginning proper or to correct?
To correct.
No, it's easier to learn from the beginning.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's easier to learn from the beginning. So that's why I heard one nonsense guy that some ignorant people regard saying in an interview that one should not start with the Paco de Lucia music to learn. One should start by any other thing, and then once you get a lot of problems there technically and really speaking are not is not appropriate and clean all the way through your technique, then you can start doing the Paco thing, because the Paco thing is advanced. That's not true. This technique of Paco de Lucia's music, it works for all levels, especially and most influentially for beginners, because the beginner has most advantages over the other people that went before playing wrong. The beginner that doesn't know one thing, they are much better situated than the others, because they don't have the obstacle to correct a problem. If I have the habit to play like this, then now it's a problem, because now I have to right? Or sometimes to watch this hand, I have to do this, and then the guitar tends to be like that. So you see, but if I went 20 years like this, then now I have a problem. But the beginner, no, he doesn't have the problem, because he will start the proper position, and it will become natural for him to do the proper way. You see? That's what we want. So it's all the opposite that what this guy was saying. That especially if you are a beginner, you have to start with the proper technique, and most proper technique is Paco de Lucia's technique. So that's how you will save much time. And that's the problem with the ego, that some people that think they know, they don't come here. Why? Why they don't come?
They don't want to correct.
They don't. That's really speaking is one reason only, that they don't want to correct the problems they have.
They try to convince themselves that they're doing it right.
Yes, they try to think, and then will they search for other people to support that idea?
Yep, absolutely.
And what the others will say?
They'll confirm whatever they're thinking is correct.
Why?
Because they're doing the same.
Because they are also doing the same mistakes. And why why else they will say, yes, you are right, when the others are wrong?
Because they don't want to correct themselves.
Because they themselves don't want to correct themselves. And why?
It's easier
Because
that way.
it's easier. It's, as we said, like it's
Too
harder
lazy.
to.
Yeah.
Because as a beginner, you just learn the proper way. But if you want to correct, you have to roll back the bad habits and then learn something new.
That's
So it's two
every-
steps when you want to.
That's right. So that's why when we see the student there, we have to evaluate all these aspects and try to help always others. Then suppose some people come to me and said, well, you know, I want to learn from you composition or harmony or other thing. I am really not very much interested into learning those techniques or things. Then or maybe some people will say, you know, I play like Sabica's style, the picado, 20 years, and I don't think I can change that. So I just wanted to learn from you other insights of the rhythm or any other thing. Then that's okay. Then you can say, okay, that's okay, no problem. Someone will be electric guitar player and come to me also to learn some Spanish phrasing.
Using pick.
I will not say, oh no, you don't play electric, you don't play with pick, you have to play like Paco de sing. No, that's also not proper. Because what he wants to learn is maybe other thing about the aesthetics of the chords, or to do a lick with the electric guitar that sounds Spanish. He needs other thing. You have to need to see what the student needs. Right? It's not just, here we do one way and that's all. No. This is very much flexible, actually, this Paco de Lucia's technique thing. Even other instruments can learn. Players from, we see at the conservatory, you were one of those people that were bass player and learning flamenco. So even this is most open technique, is this technique. This is the most open mind thing there. But when it comes to do specific things, then we will say what Paco does and what he don't do, or supports, we don't accept that. But that's another thing. One thing is that we learn his technique properly, and the other is that it allows many different derivations, know how you will say that. Many other related topics are allowed, infinite number of things there. Anything can be allowed, actually. Because if someone doesn't want to change the technique and want to learn another thing, then that's no problem. But then he knows it's very different, you know. Because this guy came and said, well, you know, I played like Sabica's 20 years ago, and I don't have really the energy to now change that. So please tell me other things that I want to learn, and don't bother about this. So he knows he's wrong in the position, number one. And he don't want to change it because he's interested in rhythmical tapados, say, on other thing, right? So that's okay. But if I think I am okay and it's not the case, then that's a problem. That's why we have to be very aware of, as a guitar teacher should be accomplished in guitar, in music too, and should know also some anatomy and psychology too. Because there is also people that is complaining all the time, or others are very good students like you, right, that never do a problem or anything, but there are others that have weird ideas like, oh, I have the shoulder, you know, this hurts me, and they are saying this all the time, right? And sometimes other people told them that your shoulder hurts, and they accept that, and then now they go on with this thing, right? Like trying to pull out attention or for different motives. I will give you an example. Okay, let's check this. How was the bulería thing you told me the other day? What was that?
You're off topic though.
Yeah, you jumped.
But how was this rasgueo? I don't understand what was.
Oh, you need to continue with the exercise.
Yeah.
That happens, all the time. They will tell you, oh, remember this falsetto? That, like, try to not let them just jump over one topic and another thing that doesn't have anything to do with that.
Keep the same thought.
Because look, if we want to do the rasgueos, then let's do that. Okay, let's say the rasgueos. Okay, you tell me if this is okay. For example, suppose I am playing Solea por Bulería. Now you tell me if it is good or not and why. And that's a great lesson for you, because then one day you can teach properly this technique, what we are doing here. Otherwise it will get lost. There is the need of people that go, so it cannot be only me, right? Someone else had to carry on this tradition of the Paco de Lucia's technique and understand it properly to be able to teach it to others. Otherwise it will disappear, of course. So we should not allow this to happen. So suppose if I do 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You're playing entirely on the treble strings, so it needs to be just on the 4 lower bass strings.
Okay, very good. But now I will say, I will do what you say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Except for the 6th string.
So you said that I played the basses.
Yeah.
I did now.
No, it's not only the basses. It's not the 6th one. It's in between.
The middle 4.
The middle, yeah.
Ah, okay. Then let's play the middle 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that good?
No, you're missing a note.
Which one? Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You didn't play it.
Which one?
The
So it has to sound, you say it has to sound like this?
yeah.
Okay, now correct me if I'm okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I am doing what you say. You said that go from the 5th down, right?
Yeah,
Now I am doing the same. Why you complain?
You played on a different position, where now this 5th note is played on the 6th.
So now what I have to do?
You have to play the 6th note all the way up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Now you played only the first portion.